So it is that time of the year. Got a little bit of a cold front, even in the Southeast, even in Alabama. It's a little bit cold. So what I want to talk to you about are some fragrances that are great for the cold weather that, well, have kind of been forgotten about. They were once really, really hyped, and now all of a sudden the hype is dying down. So I got 7 for you that were hyped that you should still be wearing, and 3 suggestions for a total of 10. You want to know what they are? Meet me on the other side of this intro and we're going to get right into it. I'll see you in just a second. What's going on, everybody? You guessed it. I don't know how you guessed it, but you guessed it, man. It is your boy, Trey Sense, man, and I appreciate you so much for returning back to the scene of the crime with your boy, stopping by the lab to see what we got cooking today. So as you know from the thumbnail and you know from the intro what we're here to talk about today, we're going to talk about 7 fragrances that were once really, really hyped that are perfect for this time of the year that for whatever reason have fallen off the radar. People don't talk about them anymore. And then I'm going to give you 3 that I think that you should pick up and wear. Okay? All right, let's get it. The first one I want to talk to you about is from the house of Cuba, and it is Cuba Prestige. Now, the only bad thing I have to say about Cuba is this right here. It's cheap, it's tacky, I don't get it. Well, I do get it. They were trying to make it look like a cigar or a box of cigars. Now, nonetheless, I've got this on my arm, and this is a clone of Mugler's Angel Man. There's always been the age-old debate of which came first. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. There's similarities between the two, whether Angel Man came first or whether Cuba Prestige came first. The bottom line is, if you're looking for something that is a cold weather monster, you know, I know I talk about football a lot. Football is big. Coming to the end of regular season, finna hit those playoffs. Really, really cool nights. Hoodie weather, sweater weather for the ball games. This is one that you can wear, and it's going to cut through that cold, and it's also going to stick to your skin for a fragrance that I think I picked up for what, $7.99 back when you were picking these up readily at your Burks, your JC Penney's. Where am I? I guess I had TJ Maxx on my Burks. TJ, the boy said JC Penney. Burks Outlet, TJ Maxx, Ross, Marshalls, places like that where you were seeing them readily available. I'm gonna assume they were at JCPenney's at one point in time. I'm just kidding. But nonetheless, $7 to $8 fragrance, and it is wonderful in the cold weather. It's a very strong and potent fragrance. Much like the fragrance it's similar to, or cloning, you know, whatever. Amen by Mugler. Nonetheless, this was one I would wear a lot. As you see the dents in it. Again, football season. I know I'm gonna be outside. I would spray up with this. I would maybe hit myself with a shot of the original Amen, or the OG Amen, whatever, on my chest. And then I would take this with me, and before I got out of the car, or right before I got out of the car, I'd layer myself real good with this and going in the ball game. And again, very strong, very potent fragrance, and this is $7 or $8, and you get decent performance and longevity. You may have to order this one online anymore. You may have to order this one online nowadays. I haven't seen it in the rag stores as much as I used to, and that was my fear. I guess you can blame it on COVID. You stop seeing gems like this. Just a freebie. This is Prestige. Prestige Legacy is good. Prestige Black is good as well. I think Prestige Black is a little bit more smoky. I think it's supposed to be a reach for Swiss Army, but it's got that type of scent. Grown man, masculine, tobacco type of scent, but nonetheless, Cuba Prestige. And I think they have Prestige Legacy as well. I think that one smells like Gucci Guilty, if I'm not mistaken. And I just smell my hand, so I may as well go ahead and get that one. No. That's got to come in the second part. My scent of the day, and one that I wore to work this evening, and I sprayed it on about 6:30. about 6:30, and it's in the AM when I'm shooting this video. It's about 2 a.m. and it is from the house of Insurrection Pure 2, and it is wild. And this one, I want to say it's a take on another Mugler fragrance. I know this one is definitely a clone. And what you get with this beautiful, beautiful bottle and presentation. Every time I talk about this fragrance, again, it just reminds me of them old Chevy Choo-Choo custom trucks. I love to have me an old box Chevy with this color scheme, this beautiful brown and gold. But anyway, what is it? Pure Havana. That this one is a clone on, but you get about 6 to 7 hours of longevity out of this one. I mean, what more could you ask for a fragrance that's under $25? And dare I say, you get niche quality presentation with the box and the bottle. As you see, the bottle is absolutely stunning. It's absolutely beautiful. But what you get is a slight tobacco, sweet honey, sort of boozy, sexy ass fragrance, dare I say, to me, for $20 to $25. Now, I didn't get any compliments with this one today, but I was around a bunch of guys today, so which, I mean, they'll still tell me, Trey, that fragrance smells good. I like that. But anyway, I like it. I like it. At one time, the Insurrection line was all the rage. Every time you turn on YouTube, there was somebody talking about Insurrection Pure, because that's the white one. This smells like Aventus, and then there was this one, which is wild, and then there was dark. I'm not sure what dark is supposed to be. Yeah, what dark, I'm not sure what it's supposed to be a clone of, but nonetheless, at one time you couldn't turn on YouTube, especially this time of year, without seeing this one. If you have it, my suggestion is you dust it off, brush the dirt off the shoulders of it, and give it a wearing. This is still a great fragrance. Just because you don't hear a lot of chatter about it anymore doesn't mean that the fragrance doesn't smell good. It still smells really good. And if you have it in your collection, give it a spray. Try it out, dust them off, and go with it. If you don't have this in your collection and you're looking for a sweet, boozy, honey, tobacco type of scent, look no further. Insurrection Pure Wild. Okay. Man, I can't wait to get to the end of this video so I can tell you about this one that I just smelled on my hand. This next one, again, car company, may have just spoiled it, but it was all the rage. Every time you turn on YouTube, people were talking about it. Some hated it, some loved it. I love it. I think the colder, the better. Bentley for Men Intense. For $30, again, you get a boozy, slightly powdery, slightly tobacco, but extremely masculine and a great performing fragrance. This is, to me, this is hoodie in a bottle. Okay? This is, I'm grown, right? I'm grown. Now, I can't slug it out and thug it out with you, but I'm grown now. So I'd rather just sit down and talk it out. But don't be fooled by the baby face. You know what I'm saying? That's what this fragrance reminds me of. It's easy, you know, to smell it and think, oh man, that's so strong. And it is. It's a very strong and potent fragrance, but at the same time, it's so smooth and grown. That's the point. That's the point, because you can get fragrances that are really, really strong, and they're so strong that it's kind of hard to wear them, like some of the older stuff from the 70s and 80s. Some of the fougères, like the original Polo Green. It's masculine, but it's so strong and polarizing that it's almost hard to wear because of it. This one is strong like that. In the South, we say strong. He's strong. This one is strong like that, but it's still got some smoothness and some refinedness to it that I think makes it a very, very wearable fragrance. Now, I also have the original Bentley for Men. It's good too. They're both good. I think the Bentley for Men is a little bit more all season, where the Intense is cold, nighttime, by the bonfire, hockey game, football game type of scent. I absolutely love it. Bentley for Men Intense. At one time it was super hyped, and then it just got you know, left by the wayside. All right, another one. Now this one, I think that you can wear this one in the cold weather. It's probably, most of you are probably going to say, Trey, that's not a cold weather fragrance. To me it is, and I'll tell you why. Perry Ellis 360 Red. What makes this one a cool weather fragrance to me, a cold weather fragrance to me, is it's spicy. It's got spices. Now, it's, okay, we all know, this is Acqua di Gio reinvented. This is Giorgio Armani's Acqua di Gio reinvented with more stamina, with more punch, a little bit more peppery, a little bit stouter. The OG Acqua di Gio is one of the most popular scent profiles out there. You know, I always compare it to Calvin Klein's, what is that? CK1. To me, they're same scent profile. Yes, they smell different, but it's that fresh, aquatic, easy to wear type of scent. Now, this one is right there on the heels of Acqua di Gio when it comes to scent profile. Again, just add more oomph, add more longevity, add more projection, and add more spice, and that's what you have here. I think this is that type of fragrance that you wear for Thanksgiving, whether your company's having a Thanksgiving party or ugly sweater party or whatever. I think this is that type of scent. Perry Ellis 360 Red, and I think this is an excellent, excellent fragrance for the fall. I prefer it over the OG Acqua di Gio because it just doesn't last on me. It doesn't last, and it doesn't have that oomph. It don't have that punch. This one does. This one does, and I think that extra added oomph, that little oomph in it, like Jagged Edge said, put a little oomph in it, I think makes this fragrance, to me, to my taste, more suitable for the fall and winter. Now you got to keep in mind something too. I live in the Southeast, and I say this in all of my videos because I want you to keep that in mind. A cold day here this time of the year is 50, 55 degrees. We're like, man, it's cold outside because we're transitioning from an 80-degree day. All right, like it's, right now it's probably 35 degrees at night, but you know, that's tonight. By this time next week, the temperature's gonna be back up in the 80s, but we, you know, I digress from that. I'm just simply saying that to give you an idea of sometimes in the fall and winter, the sun comes out and it's 55 to 60 degrees. So you don't always want a dark, dark, deep, heavy fragrance. That's why I specify sometimes day and night. So that's one I would reach for more in the daytime than so the nighttime, but it has enough punch, referring again to 360 Red, that you can wear it day or night. And it has enough freshness that you can wear it in the summer too, but summer's behind us for 22, so that's what we're looking at. Moving along. Man, I got a few more. This next one was pretty hyped fragrance. This whole line was hyped, and rightfully so. From the House of Banana Republic, it is 17 Oud Mosaic. And this is one of the better performers from the house. I absolutely love what Banana Republic did with this line, with the minimalistic bottles, the sticker. I love it. I love it. This is a great line from Banana Republic, and I think they did a great job with this, and I think they deserve a round of applause. Good job, Banana Republic. Now, oh man, this one is definitely oudi. It's definitely oudi. You can definitely pick up on the oud in it. It's not a, I hate this word, it's not the most natural smelling oud or the most expensive smelling oud. It's not an animalic oud. It's a more, well, it's a woody oud because that's what oud is. It's wood. Agar wood or some type of sap that leaks or seeps from a tree. But the thing about it is there's really no such, well, no, that's amber. Yeah, amber. So what oud is this sap that I'm assuming leaks from the agarwood tree or whatever, and real oud is supposed to be super, super expensive. So all of these fragrances that have oud in them don't. They all have the same synthetic oud. Some just smell more natural than others. But this one, if you are looking for a great entry-level oud fragrance at a good price, and you can pick this one up at your Burlington, which is where I saw this one the most, I think you should grab it. I think you should grab it. And this entire line was super hyped when they first started hitting the rag stores, and then it just like everything else, just kind of on to bigger and more expensive things, which I don't understand. Trey Sense is here to tell you, you don't have to spend more money to smell like you did. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. I've never had a person come up to me in all the compliments and say, well, I have been told I smell rich, but it wasn't an expensive fragrance. I don't. But anyway, I digress. Oud Mosaic 17 from Banana Republic, and you see that dark juice. So that tells you all you need to know about it. This one lasts. It's got some really, really good staying power. And again, great for this time of the year. Nighttime outside. And the reason I say that is because you're going to be outside, so you can overspray a little bit. That's not one I would wear to the office and overspray. In fact, that's not one I would wear to the office at all. But if you're going to little junior sense football game or whatever at night, that's one I think you can spray on and be fine. And people are going to catch whiffs of it, wafts of it, and they're going to think you smell good. They're going to think you smell expensive. Moving along. Okay, I've got two more that were hyped, and then the hype just died, and then I get to tell you about three I suggest. This one is from a house that was hyped. Every time a fragrance from it dropped, people just ran and picked it up, myself included, if I could find it. And the house is English Laundry, and the fragrance is Windsor, and this is the Parfum, which I think all of the Windsors are Parfums. This one is strong. Oh man, similar to Spice Bomb, but I love the color of that bottle too. I love the color, that burgundy, or yeah, the dark red, deep red, burgundy, whatever you want to call it. I think that's a good looking bottle. Love the crest on it, but you don't care about the bottle. The scent, sweet, spicy, deep. This is a very deep and rich fragrance. This is one, man, when you spray it, which the performance on it is okay. It's okay. It's not, super stellar 14, 15 hours. It's not 2 hours either. This one is par. You're going to get about 2 hours of projection, about 5 to 6 hours of longevity, and for a $19.99 fragrance that I picked up at TJ Maxx in the Hoover, Alabama area, I'm pleased with it. I remember when I found it, I was happy to get it. I think somebody had already sprayed it, so I took the cap off of it and sniffed the nozzle. I was with my ex-wife and my brother-in-law, so I knew I cannot spray this anywhere near me right now because it's going to drive him crazy. I'll tell you what it reminds me of slightly, and this is an inexpensive fragrance as well, and this is one you should pick up for this time of the year, and it's super potent as well. It is from, is it Jacques Bogart, One Man Show, the gold edition. That's a deep, rich, inexpensive fragrance as well. As a matter of fact, I think it's even cheaper than this one. But nonetheless, if you want something that's sweet, spicy, but at the same time rich and masculine, and again, these are all fragrances. It's the fall and winter hoodie, athletic wear, stepdaddy stuff. You know how we stepdads got to break it out in the wintertime. We got the gray sweatpants and the old raggedy hoodie, whatever. Very appropriate for that type of attire, simply because it's an affordable fragrance. So you can afford to do more with an affordable fragrance, because if you run out of this, you're not going to break the bank to replace it, right? Right. English Laundry's Windsor. That's one that was high. Windsor and Cambridge Nights and London, I think, were probably the most hyped English laundries. And then, what's the other one? Oxford Blue. I mean, they've got several good fragrances. This next one was hyped, hated, but hyped, and then just Versace's The Dreamer. I love this fragrance. As you see, I have put a dent in this one. Love this fragrance. Love it. It is a little dated. It is super, super masculine. But here's the funny thing about dated fragrances. If Clive Christensen or Rosia or any of these other companies that charge an arm and a leg for fragrance did this same scent profile with maybe just a little tweak, people would pay $300 or $400 of it and talk about how great it is. We've got to get over this thing in Fragcom that expensive equals better. In some cases, it does. In most cases, it just doesn't. But you have to wear what you like. You have to be in your comfort zone with the fragrance. And me, I'm in my comfort zone if three things happen. If it's one, inexpensive. Two, if it's easy to get my hands on and readily available. And three, if it smells good. That's my criteria. And this one checks all the boxes because I still see this one all the time at TJ Maxx, right up there with the Nauticas. And if you don't have this one in your collection and you're looking for a classic, classy man's type of fragrance, you may be going to church with this little ditty you just made. So you just met this little Betty, and you and Betty gonna go to church and kick it or whatever, and you want to smell masculine because you didn't got your little sweater that you ain't got a chance to wear yet, and you want something cheap, pick this up. Now this is not one again I would wear to the office or one I would wear if the temperature, battery's going dead, or one that I would wear if the temperature was going to be above 70. I would not put this on day or night. But in the evening time, controlled environment, hit myself with a splash or two of it and be just fine. And this one is very masculine, but it's also very powdery. Okay? Versace's The Dreamer. Love that fragrance. Now, where we at in this video? 21 minutes. I'm gonna make this quick. 3 fragrances that I recommend that you wear. This first one is probably the least talked about fragrance. Man, is it good. It's from a good line. It's from a good house. It's got good parents. The house is Roberto Cavalli, and it is Uomo Silver Essence. And Uomo means man in Italian. Now, what I pick up on this fragrance, what my nose and my senses pick up on the most is the cardamom. Very, very sweet, sophisticated, slightly spicy, a little bit of violet leaf, a lot going on in this fragrance. If it is made by Roberto Cavalli and it is in this bottle and you see it, my suggestion is that you pick it up in this style of bottle, I should say. There's a few, maybe 4, 5 in this style bottle, and I mean, you're winning. You're winning if you do. You're winning if you do. Again, a nice semi-spicy, semi-sweet, slight violet leaf, cardamom type of scent right here. Very, very sexy fragrance in my opinion. Now, that whole line though from Roberto Cavalli may be hard to get your hands on. That's why I said if you see it, pick it up. If you see it, point it out. Pick it up, grab it, run with it. This next one is from the house of Al Rahab or Rehab, or however you pronounce it in the South, it's Rehab. But the fragrance is Cocoa Musk. And I think this is a unisex fragrance. But what you get with this, hold on. I don't even know if you can see this. What you get with this fragrance, it might be too loud. Oh, yeah. Cocoa butter, Palmer's cocoa butter. That's just what it is. Beautiful, 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 chocolatey, vanilla, powdery. Tremendous fragrance for $7 or $8. That's what this one costs. Now, I was asked to do a review on chocolate fragrances. I never did the review because I don't have very many chocolate fragrances. I have 1 or 2 fragrances that have the note of chocolate in them, but I just don't have a lot. I mean, I just don't. I have this and I have Chocolate Greedy. That's about it. I don't even have Axe Dark Temptation anymore, which that's a freebie. If you're looking for a very cheap chocolate fragrance, that's your best way to go, because you can get the deodorant and the shower gel and the body spray, and you're gonna be good with Axe Dark Temptation. I know you're probably thinking I'm too old for Axe. Nah, just give that one a try. Get you some cocoa butter of your choice. I prefer Palmer's. Man, you know what I'm talking about. Palmer's, and you're gonna be good. You're gonna be good. But this one, extremely cold weather fragrance. I'll tell you something else this one would be really good for is layering. If you have a fragrance that you like to wear in the winter, but you want to darken it up a little bit and make it more fall, winter appropriate, use this as a layer and just spray up. I said cocoa musk. This is actually called Choco Musk. I always struggle with that. But this is Choco Musk. But this is a beautiful, beautiful scent. Last but not least, and I go back and forth with this one. You see it. Valentino Uomo Intense. Man, excuse me. Powdery. I go back and forth with this one and Polo Black. Polo Black. If I were going on a date tomorrow, let's say I was going on a date and I went to the barber shop and got my beard and everything lined up and I'm getting ready to go. After I picked out what I was going to wear, I got my shoe game, my watch game, everything ready. This time of the year, I think I might reach for this. Either this or Polo Black. Not Polo Black, I'm sorry. Prada Black. The Prada, to me, is a little bit more warm weather friendly than this, but at the same time, both of them are fire. Both of them are just fire. I mean, in this one, every time I move, it comes off my hand, and I'm just like, if it's from the house of Valentino, and it is in this style of bottle, the pine cone, porcupine, pineapple, whatever you want to call it, and you see it, pick it up, because it's more than likely discontinued and the supplies are eventually going to dwindle, and when they do, I'm not saying hoard them, but I'm just saying if it's a scent profile that you like, get it, got it, good. Love it. Valentino Uomo Intense. Absolutely love this fragrance. I was so excited when I found this. I was in Brentwood, Tennessee, right outside of Nashville, on a little mini road trip. Probably been about 3 or 4 years ago now. And I walked in, and the crazy part about it was they didn't have hardly anything, but they had this. And I was just like, you gotta be kidding me. That is a Valentino fragrance at TJ Maxx, but that's a very affluent area. So you see little things there in that area at your TJ Maxx's in places that you don't normally see. But I was happy to find this bad boy, and I picked him up and added him to the collection. And he is not disappointed. Oh my goodness. But anyway, man, that has been 7 fragrances that were once hyped, perfect for the fall and winter. Then the hype died, and 3 suggestions for a total of 10. I am going to get off of here. But again, man, I truly appreciate you all returning to the scene of the crime, stopping by the lab to hang out with your boy. So, yeah, with that being said, I'm going to get off, thumbnail, edit, so you can see it. It's hump day. I hope everybody has themselves a beautiful Wednesday. You can tell it's 2 o'clock in the morning and I need to go to sleep. But this is your boy, raw and in the flesh. But anyway, God bless you all, and I love you all. Until next time, guys. Peace.